So we're heading up to a marsh to see if we can find some black-crowned night herons. I've been seeing them rather frequently there, so we have a good chance, but we have to get there right around 6, no later. So I'm kind of hurrying because the sun's rising, and the lighting situation we have now is very different from yesterday. With all the smoke we had yesterday, it's much clearer now. I think that could be good. It seems like the birds are more active, but it also speeds things up, so it's like everything's active at the same time. That was the most black-crowned night herons I've ever seen here. So now the idea is basically to hit all the marshes before the sun gets so harsh that we have to deal with some heat waves coming off of the open water. Just pull over right here. House sparrows. The sun is so beautiful today. Getting a good morning sunrise has been so hard to come by. This one's gonna be tough. So looking directly into the sun. My next target bird was finding one bank swallow among nearly 100 tree swallows. As you can imagine, it was a bit of a needle in a haystack. Chipping sparrow. Phoebe. Nice. Sedge runs around again. Beautiful. Sometimes if I wait here long enough, I can get a glimpse of a least bittern. I don't really have an excess of time today, but fortunately, I did at least hear it. At this point, I've been out for about 3 hours, and I'm closing in on 70 species of birds. But it's only 7:30 in the morning, and the heat shimmer off this next marsh was getting intense. Seeing a bald eagle here was a nice surprise. Actually just had a second flyby of a house finch, which, believe it or not, has been pretty hard to find in the forest preserve. Morning.
Hey, I think you can fly.
I'm gonna walk it.
Okay.
Saw a chimney swift. Alright, I think we might have to camp out here for a while, because this is where I've heard the Acadian flycatcher also happens to be one of the worst spots in the forest preserve for mosquitoes, unfortunately. But the last few times it's been very hard, and I end up having to wait a long time before it calls. Oh. That's the white-eyed vireo. I was almost sure by now that we weren't going to get it today. It's late July, They normally quiet down. I don't know what's normal. They're not normally here at all. Did you stop? It's 9:13 in the morning, so it's like late in the day, late in the season. Gosh, I got bugs all over my camera. All right, well, that was worth it. It's kind of funny as I look down at my phone here, all these little gaps we have, all those are birds that we commonly see here, so, and we haven't seen yet today. So we need to fill in those gaps, except for the horned lark. I don't typically get those here in the summer. Clay-collared sparrow we should be able to get. Savannah sparrow, it's amazing we haven't gotten that yet. We're kind of like filling out the whole checklist here. This place is amazing. So glad I came back through here, because I was gonna continue on and see if I could get some more birds down that way. I think I just heard our 80th species for the day. A great crested flycatcher. Cool. A couple common birds still to pick up, like Baltimore oriole and American crow. We still need turkey vulture, believe it or not. On a day like this, you would think that would be easy, but I haven't seen any yet. Oh. That's it. Tufted titmouse. It's a little bit after 10 o'clock in the morning, 73 degrees. Perfect blue sky, sunshine, and a light breeze. A beautiful day. But for me as a photographer, everything quiets down by the time it gets to here. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm really enjoying this walk, but I'm not really seeing many birds. And it's just a nightmare to try to photograph anything, so I'm just with my binoculars. Yeah. Taking it easy. I mean, it is kind of a beautiful do-nothing type of day. A red-bellied woodpecker. Yeah, there's a bird here and there. It's just, when you come out at like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, it's just so much better. I was able to see while I was pulling in. I came here specifically for Baltimore oriole, and I was able to see two while I was pulling in. They're up in here somewhere. I just want to get a second look. Well, that didn't happen. Okay, we're at the dog park. It's 10:36 in the morning, and we finally had our first Savannah sparrow singing out there. So that makes it 86. Not bad for late July. As the cicadas are coming out, it's about getting to the time to go. As you can imagine, with all the buzzing insects around me, it's very tricky to try to listen for a clay-collared sparrow. It's amazing how hard some birds are to find late in the day like this. I mean, they don't just like disintegrate during the day. They gotta be around somewhere. But here I am, waiting for a crow to show up. Place gets dead during the day. Good news is I'm running out of targets to hit. The only birds I have left, hold on one sec. Cedar waxwing. The only birds I have left to see are like common stuff that you can hear at any point during the day. So I'd normally call it quits by now because I missed some key birds that you need to go early for, but now I'm looking for American crow, yellow-throated vireo. It's better early, but I've heard them during the day, in like the middle of the day. Hardest one is the Sora. I've heard that. I've seen it in the middle of the day too. They sometimes come out of the marsh, but vocalizing, it's been so reliable around like 5:30, 6 in the morning, and I haven't gotten it. So you might have to call it quits on that one. I'll give it another shot, but who knows? Maybe it's too late even for crows. Whenever I see hay bales like this, I always like to check it for kestrel. It seems like it would be a good place for them. So I'm 2 birds shy of getting 90 species in late July. And those 2 birds, I have 2 birds missing that are really common and should be easy to get even in the middle of the day. American crow, yellow-throated vireo. Both I see here all the time. I rarely miss them, but for some reason today, I can't seem to get them. On my way back out, I'll stop at a couple other spots, and if I don't see anything new, I'll just cut the checklist short at noon. There's no reason to include any of this other stuff, but we're so close to 90. Okay, I think that's a good place to call it quits. eBird is not going to let me submit that. So I added up the totals, and we did 8 miles by bike, 24 miles by car, and almost 7 miles on foot. And in case you're wondering, this is what that looks like. It's about 43 miles in total. We covered the whole place. The moment of truth. It worked. So you can in fact submit a checklist to eBird with 43 miles on it. Oh, that's awesome. Because it was all on one location, so it works in my mind, but I thought they had a limit of like 30 miles or something. There's European goldfinches on my front yard. Just hang on one sec. Alright, and there you go. European goldfinch. Find an American crow.